Hey, what is up YouTube? This is Stellar Toad, and today I'm going to be talking about excessive caffeine consumption and its relation to the pineal gland and its function. Its function for producing melatonin, and its relation to tryptophan and its synthesis in the body, not synthesis in the body, but its absorption in the body. And yeah, but remember, all birds of freedom do fall, eventually, but their beauty comes from that falling action. But let's talk about this. So, basically, the way caffeine works is the way it makes you not tired, the way it makes you all zippy, it makes you energetic, is because it will attach to your adenosine receptors. And what adenosine is it's the chemical that triggers your pineal gland to start producing melatonin. Your body produces it when it's fatigued. So after it's fatigued, it'll produce adenosine, and that adenosine triggers the melatonin production, which helps you go into sleep paralysis and have dreams. Your mind can clear out, and all of that. Now, whether or not you have caffeine tolerance, which never fully builds up, caffeine always gives you some amount of energy. Well, it never gives you any energy because it has no calories. The only thing that can give the human body calories is the only thing that can give the human body energy is calories. You know, fat, carbs, sugar, things like that. That's the only real energy in the human body. It's like gasoline is the only real energy for a car. Okay? Unless it's electric, then it's electricity. But anyway, basically, when you have caffeine every day, 100 milligrams is 1 cup. So if you even have 45 milligrams of caffeine daily, it always attaches to the adenosine receptors in your mind, and it will trigger your brain to not produce melatonin. Now, whether or not you have caffeine tolerance, it will stop the adenosine and it will reduce the amount of melatonin you produce, which is why caffeine, whether or not you have a tolerance to it, is associated with insomnia. So, given that it is associated with insomnia, you're not going to produce as much melatonin, so you're basically downgrading the function of your pineal gland. And the same way with exercise, when you exercise, you get stronger, and when your pineal gland often produces melatonin, it is efficient at producing melatonin. It's like a muscle. All glands are a lot like muscle, except if you overwork muscle, of course it will die, which is where insulin comes from. You'll get some difficult browning in the muscles, basically. Same way with the pineal gland. If you keep it from exercising, keep it from producing melatonin and dimethyltryptamine, then it's going to get lazy and it's going to not work properly for a while after you quit caffeine. At the same time, caffeine also increases the neural activity in your brain, and it increases the speed that your mitochondria that create TPT. ATP. That it'll increase the speed that your mitochondria create ATP, which is the stuff that gives your muscles actual energy. It's what causes your neurons to fire, basically. And caffeine can increase the speed that your mitochondria do that. At the same time, I've noticed from personal experiments that when I quit caffeine for a long time and then have a huge amount of it, like 300 or 400 milligrams, my psychic abilities, like my ability to see into energetic realms, my ability to hear voices, my ability to precognize, my ability to have pre-recognition of what's going to happen, like, oh, that's going to happen, I know it's going to happen, and that happens. All psychic abilities are increased by caffeine because caffeine speeds your brain up. It'll speed up your neural activity into a hyper-aware state. Now, it's all about moderation. If you have caffeine very rarely, and I don't mean having caffeine every week. I once thought that caffeine every week was effective, but the same as all science, it changes based on new experiments, then it will change. And so, because the more you learn, obviously, you have to admit when you're wrong. And more than caffeine once a week or more is a downgrade to your pineal gland. It's not healthy for your pineal gland, but caffeine maybe once a month is good for your pineal gland, as long as it's enough. If you have a large dose of caffeine, once a month or maybe once every 2 months, then you can reap its benefits on the pineal gland. But if you have it every day or every week, then it will be derogatory to your pineal gland by residual adenosine resistance and melatonin resistance in your brain. It's like diabetes for your pineal gland. So yeah, that is basically caffeine and the pineal gland. I've already made a video about this, which does still have good information, but my recommendation for the dosage of caffeine and when was a little bit too high. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Goodbye.